What's going on, everyone? I think we're live on Twitter right now.
We are live.
It's good stuff. Good morning or good afternoon or wherever in the world you're tuning in from. We've got amazing Twitter spaces ahead here. I'm very excited to introduce Vincent Kong from Trucpal as well as John Song from INX today. We have a really cool use case that I want to talk about with Trucpal related security tokens.
I'm just tweeting out the link, but yes, we have an exciting listing. Let me get this tweeted out and more people in the chat.
Word out real quick. You guys want to take a quick second, maybe do a quick introduction, maybe for each of you while we get started, and we can always, do a quick introduction then if we have to. We've got a lot of people in the room. Maybe why don't we start off with you, John? Introduce maybe yourself and a little bit about INX.
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning from New York here. I think it's I'm pretty excited for this call. It will be the first ever SEC regulated Chinese STO offering. A little bit about myself. I run business development for INX. I've been here about 15 months, about the same time we became the first IPO ever on the blockchain. My background is a TradeFi background. I've worked on the sell and the buy side. I worked at Lehman Brothers, ran a number of equity businesses. I was last located overseas in Asia. I came back to New York, traded discretionary global macro. That's a very large sort of $10 billion plus macro hedge funds like More Capital and Fortress. There, I structured investments, I guess, across all asset classes from FX rates to corporate structure, which is credit and equities, to commodities. I think it's really exciting to be here at INX. We're creating an ecosystem that never existed before. And, I can go more in depth about INX as this call progresses.
Vincent, go for it.
Okay, so hello everyone. This is Vincent. I'm the CSO of HEC. So it has been 5 years since I joined the crypto industry in 2018. So I worked for a well-known crypto wallet called BitPie at the very beginning. Then I joined Props in September 2020. So Props is one of the first two SEC Reg A registered projects, and I learned about Trucpal when I was in Props, and I think this is a really pretty good project. So after I left Props, I joined the Trucpal in October 2021.
Amazing. So we've got an incredible intersection between crypto and finance here. We'll give a quick introduction ourselves for anyone who doesn't know us. I'm Herwig. I'm one of the founders of Security Token Market. We're one of the leading, sources of security token information, all things data, all things, primary offerings, secondary, the latest news. We've even got some great TV shows like Spilling the NFT and Security Token Show. And we're glad that you all tuned in.
Yeah, and I'm Megan. I am head of media here at Security Token Market. So I work with Herwig closely and others on the team to bring to you an array of media covering blockchain, security tokens, crypto, all of the good things. So
well, I think we've given everyone enough time to jump in for anyone who's interested. So maybe you want to take it away?
Yeah, so we heard a little bit from John about INX and then Vincent. So I guess share the most exciting news that we're all here for. Trucpal is issuing a security token.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing with us a little bit about, what the offering is and how you're intersecting with INX?
Okay, so it's a really exciting thing for us. We are counting down the days. And also the community. We also thank for INX and also all our partners who have supported us in the past few years, 1 year. So it's we prepare a lot to to prepare all the documents and the legal works, and finally we got the chance to be listed on INX. So I think it's a really important thing for us and also for the Trucpal users in China, and we're expecting for the day that we can be listed.
And what role, John, is INX playing in this listing?
I think, I guess the best way to explain is, let me tell you a little bit about how we're structured and then what sort of business, how we complement Trucpal. We actually work with the SEC for 3 years to file full F1 prospectus. So we're a fully reporting public company in the US, no different than a Goldman Sachs or an Amazon, but we don't trade on a traditional exchange like the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. We actually trade on our own ATS, which is an alternative trading system. We raised $85 million directly from the public, roughly, I think, 7,200 investors in 74 different countries. With that money, we created this very unique ecosystem. We have a crypto exchange with roughly 40 MT state licenses in the US and available in roughly 40 countries worldwide. We have a digital securities business, which means we're a registered broker-dealer, registered transfer agent, and we have a regulated ATS that trades 24/7, 365, and lockstep with our crypto. It gives users on our platform the ability to sell their crypto and in 15 minutes get a US dollar credit on our securities platform to buy a security token. We have a third leg to our business, which is an interdealer broker. It gives us lines to all the top tier banks in the world. There, we're planning to create an onshore derivatives platform, not just futures and options, but like a true NDF curve, so you can hedge your positions a year out. That's obviously down the road. That's for investors as well as corporates. In terms of how we're going to work with Trucpal is on our digital securities platform. We list all SEC regulated private and public companies. Private meaning exempt offerings under Regulation D, which is US accredited investors, and Regulation S, which is investors outside of the US. And then public companies such as ourselves, a full prospectus, or what we call mini IPO, Regulation A or A+. We don't just list these securities, we actually do primary offerings. What that means is we help raise capital digitally, we create and mint the tokens, we handle all KYC AML, we whitelist all wallets, and we distribute the tokens. Phase 2 is after the curing period's over for this private exempt offering, which is Trucpal is pursuing, we will list them on our exchange. For Reg S, it's 40 days. For Reg D, it's 1 year. Once listed, we do the books and records. And what's really important is we handle, all the customer service directly with their potential token holders. What's nice about that is that we don't sell you a piece of software and you have to handle that sort of back end of your token. We handle it for you so you can concentrate on your own business and the success of your business.
Awesome. So you're playing a very instrumental role in this listing. And Vincent or John, would you mind sharing a little bit about the listing, any details that you can speak on regarding, the terms or, anything that you can share at this point without directing somebody directly to INX or where the listing will live?
Okay, so for Trucpal, I have several informations that I can share. The first is, for this time, the minimum investment of each investor is $2,000, and we have only maximum 2,000 investors limited. So Trucpal token is issued under US Securitized Action Reg D and Reg S. So if you're investor who are in the US, you need to be a credit investor. But if you're non-US residents, you can refer to INX platform rules to investor participation. But if you're not the US residents, you do not need to be a credit investor. So Trucpal investors is also able to receive dividends in every 6 months from HEC. Yeah.
It's amazing.
So I guess just to make things clear, it's a $20 million private exempt offering under Regulation DNS. When you say accredited investors in the US, it's basically someone with like a liquid net worth of $1 million or who makes, 200K, every year. Roughly 10% of US households are accredited investors. I think as of, 2021 last year. A regulation asks is anyone outside the US, and essentially if you were to purchase it, really the only verification you need is really kind of an address and an ID. Whereas the process for a Reg D, you would have to include some financials. And in terms of, like you say, a maximum of 2,000 investors, really you want to look at as, it's limited to just 2,000. So it's sort of a great opportunity, to participate, I guess, on the ground floor and the ground level and certain valuations that aren't necessarily afforded in all transactions.
And did I hear you say this is the first security token offering from a Chinese company? Is that correct?
Correct. In terms of SEC regulation, sure, our jurisdiction for sure, and it's exciting. I mean, there'll be a lot more to come, and I'm sure everyone's heard the news in regards to certain Chinese companies delisting publicly. I don't know what happens. It comes to fruition on those news sources, but this is very exciting for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely something to highlight. And then, as far as Trucpal goes, Vincent, do you mind sharing a little bit about the Trucpal ecosystem? I know you guys do a lot of things. You're a SaaS company, is that correct?
Yeah, we are a SaaS company. So about Trucpal, actually Trucpal is the security token, and AGC is the company. So AGC, we are a leading SaaS digital SaaS service provider serving the Chinese freight market. So we maintain our strengths and positions through continuous business innovations and open system. So our team has more than 8 years in development and operation experience on the SaaS software. And the team also worked with blockchain experts who have helped us design and implement the Trucpal token model.
So to get that right, the SaaS platform, the technology your Trucpal offers, it also uses blockchain. Is that the reason that you also got interested in security tokens, or was there a different reason? We know you've been following it for some time.
We also for now that we mostly the use of the blockchain tag is about the Trucpal token. Also the Trucpal token is wrapped Trucpal like WETH to ETH. But in the future, there's in the app there's trading volumes from all users, and we need to make it transparency. So we will also considering to build our own blockchains or we choose one of the famous blockchains that was reliable, stable, and to upload all the data that on the blockchain.
You guys might be one of the most forward Web3 freight, logistics technology companies in the world.
Yeah.
Super cool.
Definitely. Yeah.
So to tell us a little bit more, what's the plan, with Trucpal, the industry that you're in, how does that look like, with your technology now coming into the scene? How does that change the landscape? And is China the only target, or do you think you'll one day expand beyond that as well?
First, for now that, Trucpal is focusing on the Chinese freight market because we have more experience there. And we think that there's different markets for, situations for different markets all over the world. So for now that, the Trucpal is designed for the Chinese free market. And, we have done, I think we have done two things that was really exciting and also will helpful to the Chinese freight industry. First is about, Trucpal's goal is to digitalize, has a digital upgrades for the Chinese freight market. So we need to, solve several issues that already exist in the market, like high fragmentation or low transparency, and also, when you will have, those kind of compliance and taxation process, it usually are inefficient. So we provide a Trucpal app that can solve all those issues, and now it is already being massive adopted in China in several main provinces in China. And also, for the Trucpal app, there's a core function. It's called the Truckbook, and the Truckbook is an intelligent taxing accounting system to help truckers. They don't have too much regulatory and compliance ways to keep those data. So we help them to measurement their all the transaction data and also their financial accounts. So that we by providing the Trucpal app and the Truckbook, it really helped to improve the Chinese frame users how they use the app and how they management their finance and data. And the second thing we have done is we bring the Trucpal token. So Jeremy said, it's not only in Asia, it's China. It's not only in China. It's Asia's first security token. And also especially for the freight market. So I think once we bring this to the market, it shall bring us a lot of attentions and explorers on the market, and the people it's a kind of innovation, and the people in this industry, they will watch and see that what will happen next. So it's also very exciting, and we are expecting to also put more forward and efforts to improve our system.
I mean, to almost make it more simple, is we've been in a lot of discussions since last year with Trucpal and the management team, and the one note that always sticks out in my head is the fact that people don't realize, and I didn't realize until last year, there's actually 35 million truckers in China. And it's a very fragmented market. So it's not like, there's individuals that own trucks, there's small groups that own trucks, and it's a vast sort of surface, they need to cover. So it really speaks to a very, very large audience. I mean, to give you an idea, 35 million truckers is 1/10 of the US population. So the opportunity is definitely there. And that's, and when you tell people that those numbers, it's kind of eye-opening to a certain degree.
Without a doubt, it sounds like Trucpal is one of the leaders in digitizing the entire Chinese freight market, which is, as you said, 35 million different truckers. That's an absolutely massive industry. So very, very cool. The idea is hopefully that thanks to the security token, for the first time now, accredited investors in the US, as we pointed out, and international investors can get exposure to an opportunity like this, a startup on the ground floor that's going to continue to grow with this market as it dominates the digitization, which we all know, I think we can all agree, is obviously something that is inevitable. And so the fact that you guys are already thinking ahead with how blockchain can also make an impact on that, I think really says a lot to how you are looking at this market. And now for the first time, we can own a security token and get, hopefully every 6 months, a very nice increasing dividend from the growth of that market and success. So that's a very cool opportunity that I think, again, without security tokens, without INX facilitating this, without Trucpal willing to pioneer this wouldn't be possible today, which again, that's just gets me so excited.
And HGC has been around for how many years, Vincent?
The team already have more than 80 years experience in the market. Yeah, but for the Trucpal app, like it's a fully new design. We bring it to the market in February last year.
So to recap, it's going live on July 25th and with a goal of $20 million raise. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Amazing. And where can you find out more information? On your website or over at INX? How does that process look like?
Yeah, definitely. Users can, who want to learn more about Trucpal, they can visit our website. It's trucpal.com, and also follow our Twitter. You can follow at Trucpal or at Trucpal Japan. We also have the we just with the assistance of our community members in Japan. We have all the Japan's communities to set up. And also, users can join our Telegram. It's TDRME hashtag Trucpal community. Yeah, and also I encourage users who would like to invest in Trucpal. You can also visit INX.co to register your account first.
Yeah, exactly. So, the easiest way to get ahead of the game is to really go to inx.co, or more specifically securities.inx.co, sign up, register, and then you can find more information as well on the listing. It's really kind of the easiest path. The turnaround should be pretty quick, within 24 hours, but it's like I said, it's usually easier to do it now.
So can you explain just very
there's
briefly,
less of a load.
Can you very briefly explain the process that an investor would expect to go through prior to investing? How to get, is there an account they're setting up? Is there a KYC?
Yeah, exactly. So we do KYC AML for ourselves for every investor that comes on our platform, whether it's securities or the crypto. So you would just literally sign up for a Regulation D. Like I said, you would probably just need to show a proof of address and a photo ID. For Regulation D and accredited investors, you would need those items as well as some financials. And really, if all the paperwork's there, we could turn it around in 24 hours. So, generally it's better to do it now versus closer to the start date, just so that, that time frame stays intact.
That's really cool, John. I think there's a lot here, and I got a question for you around all that. We now have the first, Chinese STO. We are obviously leveraging your platform, hopefully for dividends, hopefully for trading eventually, and obviously now for fundraising internationally within as quickly as 24 hours into a startup from your computer, which is obviously very cool. Do you think that this is, a continued trend, especially for INX, seeing cross-border listings, helping foreign companies list, leverage this framework that you've developed? Is this, something you have to?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. We have over 30 companies in our pipeline, a mix of, private and public offerings. The public come a little later, only because it takes a longer period filing with SEC. And I would say, it's a really healthy mix in terms of, regional mix, where these issuers are coming from Asia, Europe, and the US as well. Even some opportunities possibly in South America. It's definitely a global suite of offerings that we provide. I think what's the most interesting point in terms of a token, and a lot of people don't understand it, it's not necessarily equity or debt. It's however you want to structure your token. We at INX, when we structured ours, it was 40% of our net cumulative operating cash flow, which is essentially profits, if we were ever to have any in the future. And what's nice is the way I look at a successful token raise is like scarcity, right? There's a fixed amount of tokens that are printed initially, and that's it. And those are all fungible. It's demand meaning, your audience, maybe people who use your product, whatever format of data aggregation you have, and then really utility, a use case for it. And these are all things that aren't provided necessarily with analog shares. So if you like the non-dilutive features of a token, as well as sort of innate demand, it's a terrific option, not only for the issuer, but also for the investor.
Makes total sense. And I assume Vincent agrees, seeing as they're leveraging your platform. What do you think, Vincent? We got a few minutes left here. What does the future look like, you think, for the security token industry? What is, in fact, your Christmas letter, your dream perfect scenario of what the future of the Trucpal token looks like in a couple of
Okay, so like I said before, I'm very excited to see, like what will happen. So because get to be listed on INX is just the first step. It's not the end. It's just the beginning. So we first we hope that it will be successful. That we have the finish our fundraising goal. And once we got finish that, it's a new start for us because the design of Trucpal app and also the Trucpal system, include the Trucpal security token and the Trucpal token, is mainly designed for the the users, the truckers in China, and also the freight market in China. So we want to achieve our goals to digitalize the freight market and also bring financial rewards to our users. It's really exciting because like Chinese market is really huge. Not only about the the 35 million truckers, it's also about this is the annual output of the freight market in 2020 is more than $1.5 trillion. It's a lot of money and yes, and opportunities there. So we are also after we established the Trucpal app, we already have a lot of trading volumes increase, and such as for now that we already have 369 million trading volume in Chinese yuan for now. But compared to the 1.5 trillion market, is still a small step. So yeah, we need to have more by using the token economy, which can help us and also the users, make them to choose our service, to stand with our side, and we can occupy the market step by step. So it's really we are willing and expecting to see what's the next step for us. I think it will be a very interesting thing.
That's extremely exciting. I completely align with that vision. I think it's a great use case for bringing both your customers and your investors aligned in one cool Web3 way. So I don't know if you have any more questions, Megan.
I don't. I want to reiterate, this is going live on July 25th via INX. You can head over there if you're curious to invest and get your KYC out of the way. And we are just excited for the listing in general. You'll be hearing more from us leading up to it. And as usual, if you have any questions, please feel free to send them our way. I'm sure we can pass them along to Vincent and the Trucpal team. And of course, you can find their Twitter, their Telegram, Discord, all of that. So,
and this video will be available for you to share afterwards as well. So thank you both John and Vincent for coming on and telling everybody about the future of the security token industry. We're all very excited.
This is so exciting, guys.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Megan. Thank you.
Of course.
Ciao.
See you guys.
Bye.